bit short at one of those swarmers, wasn't it? Top 4?
I think that Lil top 4 was, he was playing Chen Pao.
Yeah, exactly that. So he's brought it back again.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to people at home. You know, if you want to, sort of play optimally and play really well in these events, playing the same deck over and over again so you can learn it. 'Cause I know James has been playing Gardevoir almost exclusively this season, so both players really know their reps of their deck.
We got a little glimpse of James's hand there. There were about 5 energies and a level ball with a route start. This is could be very interesting depending on who's going to be going first, as we do see the players now just putting the prizes out. We get a little chance to see right now Radiant Greninja there.
I mean, Radiant Greninja, I should say. 2 Pokestop. I don't think it's too impactful. We could argue maybe 2 Ultra Ball could be something to watch out for, but it looks like both players are getting ready for our round 13 community choice feature match here at Dortmund Regionals. Owyn Kamerman is starting us off with Chen Pao in the active, immediately going to use that Shivery Chill ability. So while Owyn's going to take those energies, let's take a quick second to remind us how these decks will operate. Owyn Kamerman is playing the Chen Pao Bats Caliber deck. First of all, Owyn wants to try and get the Bats Caliber in play as soon as possible. That is a stage 2 Pokemon, has that super cold ability, which lets you attach as many water energy from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. As we can see, Chen Pao there on the left really likes having those water energy in play, because Hellblade does 60 for each water energy you discard. But Chen Pao doesn't just attack. With its Shivery Chill ability, you can actually grab 2 water energies from your deck when Chen Pao is in active, Alex. And that is a quick rundown of the Chen Pao EX archetype.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll give a very quick one for Gardevoir as well. It's a deck that is a stage 2, so it does have to take a little bit of time to set up. But once it does start to roll, it's drawing cards with that refinement ability on the Curliers, using Shining Arcana as pretty much a main attacker to hit those big numbers with that Brainwave attack, 60 plus. 30 more for each psychic energy attached to it. And how does it ramp up those energies? Well, Gardevoir EX allows you to do that with Psychic Embrace. 20 more, taking 20 damage for each psychic attached from the discard pile. So, big knockouts from both sides, but we do see Owyn here just continue to burst through his deck at the moment. And we do see the Pokestop discarding the Iron Hands, which tends to be quite important in this matchup because you're just stretching for 2 prize knockouts.
Yeah, I mean, there is going to be no battle of our P-Pass here for Owyn, as we do see the Frigibats come down and the Radiant Greninja from a Nest Ball. So no Bidoof. We saw yesterday how important Bibarel was for the Chen Pao archetype. We're not going to see that Bidoof turn 1. We are just going to see an energy attached to the active Chen Pao, and I imagine we're going to see a pass.
Yeah, let's see this hand here, because I was a bit worried about it. Oh, there's a Fog Crystal and a Level Ball. So things could go, but there's not going to be too much going right now. There's a lot of energies there available, and I'm sure James won't be too pleased. But at the same time, can take a moment to just kind of set up maybe 2 routes, maybe go for the Level Ball for the Mirage Step on the next turn, and then start rolling from there. So the hand has worked itself out, knowing that there's a Fog Crystal to get a second routes into play.
Oh, it looks like... Oh, no, I think James is currently price checking. I was going to say maybe he's going to go for the Celebrations Mew there to try and use that Mysterious Tail to potentially find the Battle of our P-Pass. That would be nice, but, any sort of ball search would be ideal. But that's the sort of strange thing about Gardevoir, with I don't want to say a recent addition to the deck, but it sort of popularized a little bit later, was that use of the Mirage Step, as James does use that Fog Crystal to go for that Mysterious Tail Mew. When it's in the active, you can look at the top 6 cards of your deck and grab any item. So, in ideal circumstance, Battle of our P-Pass would be the best target, but I guess Fog Crystal, maybe in Level Ball, would also suffice.
Yeah, I think James will be really looking for a second route at the very least here, because then he can go into that Mirage Step and then really sort of stabilizing his board with the refinements. Like I said, the hand wasn't too hot right now, and things are going to be cooled down from Owyn's side of the board. Once more chilling is going to be coming down with a super cold. So let's see how James can navigate this turn, and let's see how pivotal this Mysterious Tail could really be. James does play the Level Ball as well, fitting through the deck, just kind of wanting to make sure, I guess. Manaphy's super important. We have to highlight that. Radiant Greninja staring down at James's board. If Owyn could get a Baxcalibur down here.
Because it is worth noting, Owyn is not playing Cancelling Clone, so we'll not be able to get around that Manaphy and use Moonlight Shuriken that way. Will instead will have to even try and KO it if you want to use Moonlight Shuriken, or go for the other way to swing that Guardian matchup. Because you mentioned Iron Hands EX earlier. Why is that impactful?
Well, it's got an incredible attack. It's definitely a card a lot of the Pokemon community has discussed many, many times. Amp you very much for 120 damage. 1 lightning and 3 colorless can just fit in. As we do see Mew hit the Battle VIP pass as well, so this will help James stabilize. But just very quickly back on Iron Hands, that allows Owyn to continuously take 2 prizes, because James' side of the board tends to work with just single prizes for the majority of the game until James needs to ramp up with that energy attachments.
Yeah, Ampy very much fantastic attack here for evening up those 1 prize attackers, and has a hefty HP as well. I think 230, I believe, on a basic. Not the easiest number in the world for James to hit, but there we go. Battle VIP pass can get 3 volts down in the mana fee. I think that's a very ideal turn 1 for James, as Owyn. It's going to be Owyn's turn 2. Going to start us off there with the Shivery Chill. And we've been saying a couple times this weekend, thinning is winning. And that's one thing I love so much about Chien-Pao EX. When you're sort of relying on Raging Greninja or you're relying on Pokestop, if you can just take the energies out the deck, that means you're less likely to hit them, which means you're more likely to hit your combo pieces, you know, from Vessel maybe, or Rare Candy, or Superior Energy Retrievals, and keep those energies safe in the hand. Because energy in the deck is the worst place to have it for Chien-Pao. If it's in the discard pile, Superior Energy Retrieval can pluck it out. If it's in your hand, you can attach it. If it's in your deck, can't do anything.
Well, that being said, you can Shivery Chill to find at least a couple of pieces. You got Vessel as well, so there's outs there, but yes, having access to them when you need them is the best way. And Owyn's hand,
great hand,
is massive here. Rare Candy in hand. Baxcalibur, I believe, is available as well because of things like this Irida. Now it's just looking for maybe the opportunity to try and find a way to bring back the Iron Hands at some point as well, to try and, you know, ramp up into the prize race here. But as he does just double check, doesn't want to ever lose a Baxcalibur, of course, or a Frigibax, so will target that down. Considers the Bidoof as well, because the rest of the hand's super good here from Owyn's side of the board.
I don't think we're in a world in which you can see the Iron Hands this turn.
Not this turn.
Not this turn.
He knows where it is now.
I mean, if this finds Super Odd, we might... No. Just get rid of a Baxcalibur there off that Pokestop, but I think Heavy Ball and Ultra Ball are fine targets. I'm just going to see if Owyn did prize any basic Poke. He did prize the Chien-Pao EX, actually.
So one of them. Hiding away, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the cowardly Chien-Pao, that one. And we are going to see a manual attachment to the Chien-Pao. Are we going to see a Hellblade here, potentially?
Yeah,
maybe not even gonna...
Doesn't need to stretch too far here and sort of waste resources. That's the kind of main thing now. Once you get to the point of stabilizing your board with Baxcalibur, you know, you have to stabilize with your resource management as well. Knowing that maybe James can retaliate where possible, and then just trying to figure out what's the best way to take these prizes. Mew with very little HP, 1 Hellblade, one knockout.
Yep. And actually, Owyn put the Baxcalibur in play so fast, I actually missed him Rare Candy and putting it down. So over to James. Dow's going to evolve into a Refinement Curlier. Lets you discard 1 card from your hand to draw 2 more. And grabs 2 energy there. 1 basic. Wait, is that hand all energy?
It is. I did say this at the very start.
No, I think the whole hand is energy, though. Oh, Pokestop. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear me. This is why I was a bit worried about utilizing that level ball. Maybe sometimes. But he did draw into something like the Curlier and the Battle VIP pass. It's just one of those things here where it's a real struggle for James.
Be a teleportation burst, or not even that. It's just an attachment to the bench. Curlier, maybe. Wow. Yeah, well, to be fair, there's not a lot of options you can do when your whole hand is just energy cards.
Just a Psychic Energy attachment, wants to commit to that Curlier, but goes for the reversal, puts a target on his head. Of course, with Owyn's side of the board, it's just the cross switches that allow him to be able to maneuver Pokemon into the active spot.
This could be a fantastic turn for Owyn to try and do an Ampy very much, and I think it's actually possible because we've got enough energy in the discard pile to where Superior Energy Retrieval is live. I think we have double cross switches in hand as well, and I see a Super Odd. So I think it's actually possible. Now, that would be committing quite a lot, but I think when your opponent has such a slow start, as we see a concealed card and double energy, I think just really closing the door could be really strong.
There's just more pieces of the puzzle with his Pokestop. Bidoof going down, not ideal, but he's already got one on the bench. But yeah, I would really like to see Owyn here with that massive hand that he's accumulated here. Target down that Curlier, and does it look like he's going for it?
I think we're going to see it, Alex.
Excalibur and the Iron Hands EX is going back into deck now. This could be huge for Owyn's side of the board.
Yeah, so we see the Super Rod being played first, shuffling in the Iron Hands, the Bidoof, and then the Excalibur. It has more than enough cards. I think sometimes with Chen Pao, the hardest thing is actually having enough cards to discard.
Yeah, there's the Ultra Ball.
There's the Ultra Ball. That's going to find the Iron Hands EX, Alex.
Yeah, things are really... I was going to say heating up, but that doesn't happen in this deck.
Things are getting electrifying, maybe.
Well, here we go. I love it. Very good. What's
wrong with that? Production staff don't like that one. I mean, it is an electric type Iron Hands.
We'll give him a pass.
Come on. It needs an electric energy to attack. Lightning energy, I should say.
Yeah, so everything working in Owyn's favor right now. James not drawing too hot. Owyn hitting all the pieces he needs for the time being. And it does look like he's eyeing up that Ampy very much because it has been an Ultra Ball target. He's just double checking his resources and how he's going to play out the hand. Of course, superior energy retrieval, having to also discard 2 cards from the hand. Irida now pulling out.
Needed to have the second cross switcher to have the full maximum combo. But
I also do apologize. Owyn is playing the 3 copies of Chen Pao. It's the full art that we have in the active spot and 2 half arts. So just quickly missed that. And then as we do see a second one being Ultra Balled away. Here we go, yeah. For the Barrel, protecting himself from any Iono shenanigans as well, which typically comes down from Gardevoir players, because once Gardevoir goes behind a little, it's starting to just trying to impact your opponent's hand and disrupt from that perspective.
Just a fantastic, all systems are go here. We're going to see the cross switcher into that Curlier that has the reversal energy attached. Iron Hands EX is going to hit the active. We're now going to see, I would imagine, a superior energy retrieval, letting you discard 2 cards from your hand to get back any 4 basic energy from your discard. And that's going to work out fantastically since there are 3 water energy and 1 lightning, meaning you can turn attach the lightning per turn, Alex, and then you can super cold the other 3 water for an amp you very much.
Yeah, there we go. And I think this is not much going on with James's hand. This top deck could be super important. Once amp you very much has been announced here. 120 damage, remember. Plenty to KO a single prize Curlier. And there you go, 2 prizes, another cross switcher taken from prizes here. Top deck from James. I wonder if James will continue.
It's a boss.
It's just a boss, and that's not much going on. Pokestop here. Just removing the ad.
And there's the concession.
James makes the right decision here. Give himself plenty of time because only 12 minutes have gone so far, and he was just falling a little bit too far behind here. Owyn does take game 1 of our round 13 feature match. If you just joined us, Owyn showcasing just how strong Chen Pao is up against James Cox's Gardevoir.
Yeah, I mean, the Ampy very much, if it can come out early, it just puts so much pressure on the Gardevoir because it's like you have to immediately deal with it. You haven't got that many Pokemon that can just sit there and absorb the damage in the early game, so you have to immediately respond. And Gardevoir EX Miracle Force doesn't actually get there, so you have to have a reasonable setup, right? And I think by removing that reversal energy, really closed the door on that. So I think James was very smart there to just think, right, this is an unsalvageable position. I'm playing a deck that traditionally wins games in a slightly slower fashion, so let's give myself as much time as possible to win a game 2 and hopefully a game 3.
Yeah, I think you raise a really good point. With Iron Hands being such a big, tanky Pokemon as well, 230 HP, it's actually quite a bit of a stretch to actually get a Retaliate KO. So if Owyn is able to get an early knockout with Iron Hands, it does put a lot of pressure on the Gardevoir player, in James's perspective here, to be able to find the right pieces to combo and actually take the knockout. Otherwise, if Iron Hands swings once again for 4 prizes in total, just Iron Hands all the way through that Gardevoir deck, the writing becomes very quickly on the wall. Yeah,
the writing appears on the wall real quick, and it looks like both players are going to get their prize cards distributed now. So let's see if we have a little gander at them. And let's have a look. James, nothing too impactful there. And Owyn, I don't think anything really. I guess that lightning energy
could
that's
be
his
vital.
only lightning energy.
Yeah, that could be super important there. James leading the Zacian V is probably not ideal either, because you want to be utilizing that for sort of big KOs when you need it. As we do see, just James playing that Liverpool.
So one thing that I wanted to draw attention to in the last game, but never really got the chance to, is that James is still playing, I say still playing, or is playing, the one copy of Screamtail and the Avery. Oh, 2 copies of Avery, I should say. Avery's really interesting in Chen Pao, because Avery, if your opponent has more than 3 bench Pokemon, they have to discard till they have 3, and then you get to draw 3 cards as well. But when using combination with Screamtail, I mean, Screamtail can actually one-shot a Bat's Caliber on the bench, and it really can force Chen Pao to make some costly discards. Like, do you give up your Raging Greninja, who could be used for Moonlight Shuriken? Do you give up your Barrel? And then the Screamtail can just remove whatever you do keep. So that could be an interesting wrinkle. If the game develops, as we do to the Screamtail there, something to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really good analysis there, Shay, because it's something that we'll keep an eye on, whether James is able to pull something like that off. Sometimes it just requires the cards to fall in the right order, of course, but when you're drawing as many cards as you are from James's perspective, it just tends to happen. Just that level ball to double-check what's being prized from James's side, and then a Rorder Sword to the benched routes. Just sort of, it's not too bad right now. Owyn doesn't have a way to really start chipping away with damage from the deck. Does require to get that Baxcalibur, or so Frigibax down first into that Baxcalibur, and before Owyn can start swinging away. So James does have a little bit of reprieve for the time being, but Owyn will be looking to try and set up that board just that little bit better. Also doing his own counts of the prizes.
And I think it's worth noting, since Owyn has prized his 1 copy of Lightning Energy, and it is at the top, traditionally players take their prizes top to bottom and on stream, that's going to change his approach to this game. I think Moonlight Shuriken is going to be much more of an attractive attack now. So another little mini game I want us viewers to watch out for is how quickly can James find that Manaphy? Because if you're having to level ball next turn to do a Mirage Gate, Mirage Step, I should say, not Mirage Gate. That's a completely different deck. That might not leave as much bench spot open for Manaphy. So another little interesting wrinkle to the wrinkle.
Yeah, there's a lot of different unique cards being played, of course. James's board just playing a little bit more teched out, as you already mentioned, the Zacian V, the Screamtail, the Professor's Churro, Scenario as well, another way to kind of maneuver his board when he needs to. And, Owyn's here right now playing that Greninja, playing that Battle VIP Pass, all the cards James would have wanted to have seen early on. But it's on Owyn here to really force the issue, as we do see a Frigibax and a Bidoof come down right now. And a second Battle VIP Pass for a second Frigibax and a second Bidoof. That's really just kind of setting out the tone of this game right now.
I tell you what, I find it interesting. Even though Kamerman is playing the Shivery Chill deck, he is drawing absolute fire here in our Game 2 Round 13 feature match, as he's currently got 2 Battle VIP Pass, got in 2 Bidoof and 2 Frigibax as well. It's actually a fantastic defense to the Screamtail actually as well, if you have 2 copies of your Bidoof, or Barrel I should say, and Baxcalibur, meaning you can't, James can't just remove them instantly.
Yeah, what's really cool as well, the Bidoof does have carefree countenance. Another way to just prevent that damage on itself, because if James was able to maybe establish his board and it's just a Bidoof there that didn't have that ability, it could be sniped quite simply. But we do just pass it back over to James. This looks like a refinement evolution here. Hands again, I'm not seeing too much going on, but there's a refinement of the Lost Vacuum. Counter Catcher Energy, not the strongest here. Is there another option at all? Another supporter?
Really interesting, since we saw the refinement. But had no way to actually get the Mirage Step earlier, so was forced to go for refinement. Hasn't drawn anything terribly impactful here. James Cox, I'm not sure really what else there is to do. It's going to be attached to the active and a Roar of the Sword, I think. I mean, the hand doesn't support anything. I mean, there is a Shining Arcana Guard buff for next turn and a Reversal Energy, but so that might, you might have to attack that Psychic to the bench and just, pray to Arceus that Coelia survives.
It's another Roar to Sword, another slow hand from James here. We've always kind of mentioned with a lot of these Stage 2 type decks, they need to just maneuver a couple of first turns to kind of stabilize their board. But with Owyn right now trying to apply as much pressure as possible, there's multiple ways to take out this Curlier.
Yeah, there is. So I think the mini game now for Owyn, I think Moonlight Shuriken would be fantastic. You know, you could obviously just cross switch her as well. Moonlight Shuriken would put damage into the Zacian and the Curlier.
Yep.
So Owyn has a few ways to get around this Curlier, and will have the barrel hopefully available as well. As well, I can see a concealed card. Oh, that's an Ultra Ball.
That's massive. Being able to pick up pieces where he needs to. Does already have another Ultra Ball. Doesn't have the rare can. Oh, actually has Irida in hand. So right now, this looks like.
Is there a superior energy retrieval in hand? There is.
But yeah,
with Irida as well. So I think
Irida
Moonlight Shuriken is live, most definitely, as the hand stands. One thing I love about commentating Owyn playing Chen Pao is that there's things that I would do, and then Owyn does something completely different, and it works out better, and I think, that's why Owyn is a world-class player, and I just talk.
You give yourself some credit. We're all seeing the lines of play here, although, of course, we do have the caster view. We're trying to give you guys as much information as possible, but Owyn does have just so many options available to himself, as he does just find himself into the retreat of the Radiant Greninja, lining up that Moonlight Shuriken here, now into the active spot. 3 energies required for attachment. Remember, simple when you have Baxcalibur's Super Cold available to him for this turn.
So we are going to see that superior energy retrieval. Just Owyn debating what to discard. Going to discard a Pokestop and Iono, letting you grab up to 4 basic energy from your discard pile, as Alex rightly said, which is fine because you can go Super Cold, Super Cold, Super Cold, and all of a sudden Radiant Greninja is about to spread 90 damage to 2 Pokemon.
Now the scary thing here is, even if James is able to find and navigate out of this without another Manaphy also on the board, alongside further routes that James would be looking for, that Greninja is going to be sitting there very pretty for the rest of the next couple of turns and can just keep going with that Moonlight Shuriken. Multiple Moonlight Shurikens in the same manner that we said multiple Ampu very much is from Iron Hands EX could spell a lot of trouble.
And quite honestly, it feels a bit rude if you're on the receiving end of just Moonlight Shuriken turn after turns. But Barrel does get established as well in Duchess and size, and then Owyn draw to. He has 5 cards in his hand. But there we go, Alex. Moonlight Shuriken, 90 to the bench. Curlier going to KO that, and 90 to the Zacian. James Cox, what can you do to get back in this game?
Top deck, because the Gardevoir EX is just a reversal energy, and Aurora the Sword that I believe may just spell trouble, because there's the top deck of the superior energy retrieval as well. There's a fist bump. Owyn Kamerman will be taking game 2. Unfortunately for James, hasn't been able to draw out of that poor hand twice in games 1 and 2. As Owyn takes himself to 10 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties.
Did James even attack once in that round?
Unfortunately, it didn't look like he did.
I don't think he did. Oh my goodness! But the onus was on Owyn there. You know, even if your opponent doesn't get in the game, it's still your job to close the game out, get the win, and Owyn secures himself that W there in our round 13 feature match, and he advances more closely to that top 8.
Yeah, both players now on 10 wins. Of course, even with that loss there, James will be on 31 points if I'm not mistaken. 10 wins and 1 tie. Owyn Kamerman just jumped over him with those 10 wins.